What's up, EFD? On today's Scout Report, we're going to take a look at how returning legend Xavi can shake things up at Barcelona. Let's go. Fix the defence. In Xavi's first press conference as Barcelona boss, he put a big emphasis on the need for discipline, order and high standards in the squad. In his words, every game at Barca is an exam and you have to get top marks, while he also introduced a set of 10 rules, including a 48-hour curfew before matches and for players to arrive to training 90 minutes early. His thinking, like many managers, is that if a better structure and routine can be established away from the pitch, then that same structure will begin to take shape on it. And where Barca have increasingly lacked structure in recent times has been defence. The last time the Blaugrana conceded fewer than 36 goals in the league was back in 2017-18 under Ernesto Valverde, and for a long time the side's defensive frailties were masked by their attacking output, outscoring every other side in La Liga in each season since 2015-16. Of course, this was increasingly down to Lionel Messi, especially following the sale of Neymar to PSG in 2017, and with the Argentinian maestro no longer around, the side no longer have a get-out-of-jail free card. They are currently scoring just 1.6 goals a game, down from 2.2 last term, and are on course for their worst attacking season since 1995. If they want to progress, then the back line needs to be looked at more seriously. 35 this season, Gerard Piqué is not the centre-back he once was. He now wins 60% of his aerial duels, hardly atrocious but a significant step down on his 71% average from just last season, while his partnership with Eric Garcia looks less than solid. While his 20-year-old teammate brings a lot to the side in terms of ball progression, completing 7.4 passes into the final third per 90, more than anyone bar Pedri and Busquets, his defending has left a lot to be desired, winning just over half of his aerial duels and just 60% of his attempted tackles. His discipline has also been poor, already getting sent off in La Liga and the Champions League. After 12 league games, the Blaugrana have conceded 15 goals, more than 8 other sides in the division. If they carry on at this rate, they will have conceded 48 by the end of the campaign, their worst showing since 2001. And it's not just the quantity of goals they are conceding, but the nature of them too. Barca have kept just 2 clean sheets in the league so far, and in the 10 games in which they've conceded, have done so from the opponent's first shot on goal 8 times. This can be partly attributed to bad luck and bad goalkeeping. Their defence is actually the 5th best in the league according to expected goals against, while Marc-Andre ter Stegen has conceded 1.6 goals more than he should have according to post-shot expected goals. But continually conceding early in games is hardly good for a team's psychology, and Barca have won just one of their last 6 matches. There are a couple of things Xavi could do to combat this. He could switch to a 3 at the back system, something Ronald Koeman had a fair amount of success with last season. Xavi also primarily used a back 3 at Al Sadd, and so he's not alien to it either. By covering for the deficiencies of the current centre-back pairing, Xavi could have a more solid base from which to build, whether it be by utilising the versatility of Frenkie de Jong as the middle centre-back, or replacing one of Piqué or Garcia with the more imposing Ronald Araujo. Pressing is also a big part of Xavi's style of play, and re-establishing this as a central pillar at the Camp Nou would help his side become a more astute outfit off the ball. Their possession stats still read well. They keep more of the ball than anyone else in Spain and have marginally the best pass accuracy. But last term their pressing dropped off significantly as they allowed opponents 9.5 passes per defensive action, more than 7 other sides in the division. Compare that to Xavi's final season at the club as a player, 2014-15, when their PPDA stood at 5.6, and it's clear that there's room for them to win back possession more aggressively. And judging by the fact their 33% pressure success rate is the best in the league this term, the new coach has the right kind of players for such a system. Revitalise the squad. A lot has been made of the quality of youth coming through at Barcelona right now, and it's undeniable that Xavi has some incredibly exciting talents to work with. Pedri and Ansu Fati are both among the top 5 most valuable teenagers in the world right now. 19-year-old Nico Gonzalez has been one of the club's standout players this term, while 17-year-old Xavi has played in each of the last 10 league games, has featured in all 4 of Barca's Champions League fixtures, and has already earned 4 caps for Spain. Fans will also be hoping to see improvement from 21-year-old right-back Serginho Dest, who has struggled at points since signing from Ajax in 2020, while according to The Athletic, the aforementioned Eric Garcia would have been one of Xavi's preferred signings had he been head coach in the summer. But judging by his decision to bring back a 38-year-old Dani Alves, experience is clearly important to him, and there are a number of older players in the squad who are still capable of contributing. Following his 8-month injury layoff, Philippe Coutinho has featured fairly regularly this term, but only 4 of his 11 appearances have been starts. Nevertheless, his numbers still look solid. He takes 4.2 shots per 90, 2 of which come from inside the box, and while he isn't much of a creator these days, is generating 0.54 expected goals and assists per 90, second in the squad behind Memphis Depay. Considering the extent of Barca's current injury crisis, a total of 10 players are currently on the sidelines. Giving Coutinho a regular starting berth may not only be a good idea, but a necessity. Granting him more responsibility within the side could also see the Brazilian regain his confidence, and Xavi could no doubt do with having a player of his experience on his side. In the back line, Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti have both fallen out of favour in the last 2 years. Initially held back by the recurrent injury problems which dogged him after the 2018 World Cup, Umtiti was frozen out of the starting lineup by Ronald Koeman after refusing to terminate his contract in the summer, with the former manager even accused of making Umtiti warm up during a league game against Getafe so that he would get booed by disgruntled fans. Lenglet meanwhile has made just 2 La Liga starts this term following an error-strewn 2021 campaign which was undoubtedly his worst in a Barca shirt. But under new management, the 26-year-old will hope to be given a chance to rediscover the form that made him one of the side's most consistent performers in his first 2 seasons. In 2019-20, he ranked second in the squad for Aerial Duels Won, ranked first among defenders for passes into the final third, while he also won an impressive 73% of his tackles. And one player Xavi has been very vocal about getting the best out of is Ousmane Dembélé, stating in his press conference that he is a priority for him and that he has the ability to be the best in the world in his position. It's easy to forget that the French forward is still only 24, and last term put in some of his very best performances at the Camp Nou, even if his output of 9 goals and 5 assists across 36 League and Champions League appearances was hardly world-beating. With injuries limiting him to just 25 minutes of action so far in 2021, getting him back to full fitness will be important for Xavi and his team. If the new coach can breathe new life into talented players who have been labelled flops at various points in their Barca careers, then he should also experience a lift across the squad. As Xavi has suggested himself, for Barca's young stars to truly thrive, they need the best possible role models to learn from. Unleash Frenkie. While the former Barcelona regime, headed up by the deeply unpopular Josep Bartomeu, clearly did not do enough to prepare for the post-Messi era, they did sign one player around which a new team can be built around. Frenkie de Jong must be relishing the opportunity to work under one of the sport's greatest ever midfielders, and using him correctly will be vital to Xavi's success in the long term. Since signing in 2019, the Dutch international is yet to find his best form on a consistent basis, and has been used in a number of different roles. Seen by many as the natural heir to Sergi Busquets, de Jong also has experience of playing in defence, did very well in the centre of a back 3 last term, and can also be dangerous in the final third, playing primarily on the left of a midfield 3 this season. With the 24-year-old, plus Pedri, Gavi, Puig, Gonzalez and Busquets to pick from, Xavi has no shortage of options in midfield. But despite recent rumours that the new coach could be willing to sell de Jong in order to fund moves for other players, it would surely be a waste not to utilise his talents. Busquets turns 34 next year, and while Nico Gonzalez has displayed excellent defensive traits this term, de Jong remains the most complete midfielder in the Barca squad, ranking in the top 3 at the club for dribbles, progressive carries, progressive passes and passes into the final third. Given the right instruction and with the right system built around him, Frenkie de Jong has the capability to become a Barca legend. So those were 3 ways that Xavi can improve Barcelona, but have you got any suggestions yourself? Let us know in the comments below and get discussing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to Euro Football Daily if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.